Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome once again to Eco Leadership, where we talk on real conversations as to how to develop a CEO for life mindset. Today, we are coming to you from Route 71, a beautiful, beautiful spot just off of City Walk. And I'd like to thank Mr. Khalifa Muhairi for his hospitality and his support and just allowing us to have this conversation here. And I'd like to also thank my dear, dear friend, Rafia bin Sulaiman, for just helping us set this up. Now, I know that you're not here just to hear me talk all day, so I would like to introduce you to my guest for today. Please introduce yourself. You can feel comfortable. You can talk to them. You can talk to me. Just feel free.
So I'm Natasha Nazi. I currently, thank you so much for the introduction first. I do strategy for humanitarian development, something I enjoy doing so much and something that I think contributes so much to the world. And I went to the American University of Sharjah where I did international relations with minors in history and women's studies, all the nerdy stuff I did. And yeah, I was involved in Model United Nations mainly. Back in university, and it's something that I cherish to this day, and it's something that I hope sets me up for leadership and becoming a CEO one day. I don't know when, but hopefully, yeah.
Going back into what you said about United Nations, MUN, what were your responsibilities? What are the things that you were involved in?
So I began my journey with MUN, if I can say, back in high school. I was a delegate. That's where you're involved in the conversation, you're involved in the debate, and that's where I began in high school. And then when I began my first year of university, I saw the flyers all over campus that you should be involved in this, and I was like, yes, for sure. I enjoyed it in high school, so why not? So I began there, and then it led me year by year to organically, honestly, I had no plans for this whatsoever, to becoming the president, or as we called it, Secretary General of Model United Nations in my last year. And yeah, that's how I was involved in it.
It's pretty interesting how you were involved from high school itself. I'll tell you from my personal experience, at least now more so than ever. It sounds cliche saying it at the dawn of technology, right? But people have kind of become more and more, let's say, restricted to their own bubbles, right? Everybody's worlds are at the convenience of their fingertips, and nobody really goes out of that comfort zone. Nobody really makes really life-lasting connections. So in that context, the way you've been explaining at least a little bit of your life story so far, and just how your journey was, it just kind of all relates towards connecting.
But honestly speaking, I think a lot of people go into it right now to connect with people because there's a huge culture of networking and connections because of it. Like our conversation today wouldn't have happened if we didn't meet because of Model United Nations, So it was something that honestly got me involved in so many different things than just MUN, and I met people not just from my university itself or from my high school itself. I met people from other universities within the UAE. I met people from abroad. I met people from different high schools. I met people from I met professors I wouldn't have normally met if it wasn't for this. So I connected with people like crazy because of it, and I think it was something that I liked the most from my experience. In
this, I think we're having the main discussion with regards to leadership.
Yeah.
So, what is connecting in leadership? Why is it? I think you would have touched on it indirectly, more or less, throughout our talk. But why do you see connecting as important in leadership? Can I not just live in my own bubble, give instructions to everybody, and write down on a piece of paper and just be like, okay, you guys do this. I'm a leader. That's how it works.
Not at all. Oh my gosh. In that year of me being a leader, if you want to say, of me being Secretary General to AUSMUN 2019, I slept thinking about MUN. I woke up thinking about it. I lived my life thinking about it. And the connections I got from it wasn't just, okay, you should do this, let's, how about you do it and that's it. No, I attended every meeting. I connected with every team member. It wasn't like, okay, I connect with the 5 people I'm supposed to connect with in my board and then they carry on the message. No, I think I knew each and every 200 person that was involved, in making the conference happen.
Yeah.
So this connection was very important because it was important both to me and to the person I was working with, because it was like, no, we're both involved in this, we're both working towards this, and this is the connection we have.
I mean, that's really important, at the end of the day.
Sure.
As leaders, I've seen these posters always, showing the difference between a boss and a leader.
Yeah.
Right? A boss just tells people what to do.
No.
Right? A leader sees how she can be involved in the process, actually bring people towards what they're supposed to do, actually help people unleash their full potential.
I loved what I was doing so much that I had to be there all the time. I did not micromanage whatsoever. I was there as part of their team.
Okay.
I was like, what do you need me to do to help you do this? So I think that was my style of doing it, and it actually yielded
More results?
what was the best conference. From the time that it would happen. So it's honestly, I love it so much that I'm very, very proud of it, and it's something that I carry with me all the time.
This is it goes so much in line with what I always think about. It's the fact that it's so important to always be on the ground, because there's a tendency if anybody's put into leadership, start floating away, and then automatically they disappear. Nobody hears of them again, except for the parts where they send the instructions or occasional emails. But the importance of actually being on the ground, seeing how everything works, not just to make sure everything works well, but it's important for yourself as a leader, right? To know every single thing that happens, know what it takes to actually run this thing. So that way, I feel like it brings more appreciation towards the different smaller elements, different roles in this thing, and makes you as much part of it.
And it's partially also me enjoying the process, And there's the saying in Arabic that
say it in Arabic and then you can say it in English.
For sure. That says الشغل مش عيب. So like even if it comes to me doing whatever it takes for the goal I'm trying to reach, it's fine. It takes you doing everything for you to reach your goal.
What is something that you live by?
Okay.
You live by?
I think if I look back at the experience we were discussing with MUN, however many years it might take you, find something that you are really passionate about and you really, really like. If you find something that you like that much, you're going to find your style of leadership and you are going to become a leader organically.
That's crazy. I realized that I forgot to mention that the title of this video, right? The series is Eco Leadership, but today we were focusing on C, which is for connecting. It's 3 different letters, and today we're focusing on C for connecting. And so I'd like to thank you so much once again to agreeing to this, regardless of the fact that I may have kind of dodged my way out of making those videos for you, but I really appreciate it, and I feel like you have a lot to offer, and anybody who's watching this video will learn a lot.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure, honestly, and just never think back about that video thing. You were really good at what you did, and this is one of the main reasons we had to have you. But I guess it all goes back around. Now we're doing the video
exactly
together, so
exactly Good. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned.
Okay.